Hello and welcome to the first and last ever episode of Let's Solve with Nick. So today we'll be looking at question 9 BC from paper 2 of the November 2010 standard level math exam. So assuming you have your paper in front of you, you know that the question asks that Bill takes the test and you are given a table of probability. So first, BI. It asks that show that 4a plus 2b equals 0.24. Now to solve this, we want to use the formula for summing probabilities, which means that once the probabilities of every one of the options are added together, you should get 1. Now, the equation you want to use is the following: 0.67 plus 0.05 plus the probabilities of y equals 2, equals 3, equals 4, and then eventually equals 5, which is 0.04. Now all of that put together should equal 1. If you open the brackets and you simplify, you end up with 0.76 plus 4a plus 2b equals 1. And eventually, if you move over 0.76, you get 4a plus 2b equals 0.24. Thus solving this question. Next, BII. Given that EY equals 1, find A and B. Now we know that EY equals 1 because of the summing probabilities formula. So, the next formula you would want to use is the formula for expected value. The equation should look like this. So when y equals 0, it would be 0 times the probability of getting no questions right, which is 0.67. And apply that to every single one of the terms, and those should eventually equal 1. Now, if you do all the multiplication and you simplify, you should end up with an equation that looks like this, which is 0.05 plus 13a plus 5b plus 0.2 equals 1. And if you move the two constants over, you should have 13a plus 5b equals 0.75. Now, in order to solve for a and b, you should just use substitution and substitute the values that you would gain from the second equation back into the first one to solve for each value. So in this case, you may have something like 13a equals 0.75 minus 5b. Then you would substitute the right-hand side back into the top and solve. So you should end up with an answer that looks like this. So A equals 0.05 and B equals 0.02. Next, question C. The question is, find out which student is more likely to pass. So, who's more likely to pass? Assuming you've already done part A, you know that Mark has a probability of passing of 0.0579. Next, we want to find out the probability of Bill passing. So we can see here that in order for Bill to pass, the probability he would have to have is if he answered 3 questions right, in addition to if he answered 4 questions right, in addition to if he answered all 5 questions right. You then substitute in the values below, so it becomes a minus b plus 2a plus b plus 0.04. Because you also know the values of a and b from part BII, you know that eventually it becomes 0.03 plus 0.12 plus 0.04, which eventually comes out to 0.19. Now, simple math. 0.19 is obviously greater than 0.0579, which means that Bill is more likely to pass the test. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching.